Hey everybody, welcome back. Today's tutorial is going to be how to build in Fortnite. We're just covering some of the basics. We'll get into the more advanced stuff later on. But for now, as you can see, when you're tearing things down, if you haven't figured it out, there's a little blue circle there. You want to try to hit that circle. You'll get your materials a lot faster, and I think, but I'm not sure, you might even get some bonus materials, so you get more bang for your buck, if you will. Once you get your materials, you press circle and it'll bring up this small menu in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. And when it does, it brings up how many materials you have that are of the selected type. In this case it's wood. I have 213 wood, and it brings it up in the center of the screen. And then it also brings up that other menu, as well as this sub menu here for editing, building, materials, rotating, and we'll get into all that. So the first option you have is our walls. Those are pretty easy. You push triangle again, you can build floors. You can use those as a roof if you need to. Triangle again brings you to stairs, and one more time will bring you to a roof, which actually does a little better than the floor tile for using a roof, because then grenades will bounce off of it and what have you. There's a common thing where you build up so you can get a height advantage on people, but I want to point out that that's kind of dangerous, because if you're standing up there and somebody shoots out anything below you, as you can see here, then it totally negates everything above it. The whole structure is destroyed, and then you end up falling from whatever height you're at. And they can do it from there. They can just shoot out the entire base, as you can see here. And if you take the bottom out of any structure, whether it's one that a player has built or you've built, or if it's one provided by the game, like a house or a tower or what have you, then, as I said, the whole thing just completely dissipates. As you can see here, this is our tower at Lonely Lodge. You take out the base of the tower, the whole thing falls and it just disappears. So, if you're going to get your materials out of it, start from the top down. Otherwise, you won't get everything out of it. Your stairs or your ramps are going to be the most common. You can use those to climb everywhere you need to go. And when it comes up red like that, it usually means there's something in the way. Just clear the way, and then go back to your stairs, and you can go right back up to where you were going from. That way you can get your shield potions, whatever you're getting to. But you can also use your ramps to build down, so that, if you're not comfortable with sliding down, or if it's too far of a drop. But also remember, as you can see there, it took a little bit of damage. So I should have built a little further down. Now if there's already an existing structure, you can add to it. As we can see here, we're going to throw up a couple of walls, then I make myself a nice little boxed in area here. So I'm kind of, if anybody's going to shoot at me, they're going to have to get through this wall and kind of, peekaboo, you can't see me. And look at there. One wall, one roof, and I got me a nice little sniper's nest. It's also a great way to get to the top of hills and such, because you always want that height advantage. Now when you're doing stuff like this, you want to be as fast as you can, because as we saw earlier, if somebody shoots it out from under you, you're going to kind of hurt. You can use those stairs to get up to chests, like here on the bridges. You're going to use them to get into the houses. You'll use them everywhere. The big deal here is sometimes you might have to start a little further back, so you don't waste any materials. I mean, I knew I needed to go up 2 tiles, as it were, and the same thing here. I need to go up 2 tiles. See, I've got that tree blocking my way, so I just went ahead and built up next to it. So the thing about doing it like this is, instead of building straight up to it, now I'm going to have to make this jump. I could have just laid a platform out there, but it's an easy enough jump. But were it a further distance to fall, I obviously would have made it a little safer for me. if you miss landing on a house, or you're trying to get straight up into a house without going through it because you know there's a chest there, just put your ramp on the outside, dig away the gable, and there's your chest. And don't forget to look inside of places like in these backs of these dump trucks. There tends to be a chest just like that, and you need a ramp to get in there because you can't just jump straight up there. And again, I mean, you can get crazy with it. I mean, just as much as you have material to use, that is R1 to rotate the pieces there if you need to. But it's a great way to gain that height advantage, get to the tops of mountains. I mean, this is a great, nice little sniper spot up here we get into. And as I said, you do want to be just as fast as you can when you're building and running across it in case somebody shoots out from under you. But also, every bit that you build takes 10 pieces of material. So you got to kind of keep an eye on how many materials you have remaining, or you can switch over to another material you have more of. But as you can see here, it's a great way to get from the top of one mountain to another without having to climb down and then back up. But while you're being as quick as you can, don't pull a mistake like I do here. I'm getting in a hurry. I realized I ran out of materials, switched over, went over, and then I missed the button here to lay it down. And then I dropped, I fell, and I killed myself. So try not to do that. And when you're trying to get up into the hills and mountains and over the cliffs, you can see you can build into the cliff a little bit. So again, use that to your advantage. Great way to make a nice little spiral staircase. Building is also great in a tight spot. You see I'm under fire here. If you're coming under fire and you don't have any cover, go to your build mode real quick, throw up a couple of walls and a set of steps to go up there so you can get a nice little advantage there, and you've got some cover and you're safe. And don't forget to build behind you, just in case anyone comes up that way. I mean, by all means, if you're not under serious heavy fire and you can make yourself a little place to sit for a minute, put your walls up, put up 4 walls, and give yourself a roof. You saw me edit the roof there. We're going to go into that in the next video because there's all kinds of editing features that you can do with your buildings here. And I've heard actually just today that the PvE mode is a great way to learn how to build too if you've purchased the full game. I have not, but you know, when you're free and clear, just run on out. Oh, and here I wanted to show, this is going to be, you're going to see a little bit of this editing that again will be in the next video so I can let somebody in. But the point of this clip was to show you that, you know, you see I've built my walls up 2 or 1.5 tall, and rather than trying to add in the ramps and all of what have you, if you get in this situation and you build a floor, then before or as you're building, you can kind of jump through the floor, and then land on top of it, and the same thing with the stairs. And then you don't have to build all the extra to go around or worry too much about all the extra editing. Just like everything else, a little bit of practice, a lot of practice, and just stick with it and you'll get the hang of it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, of course, let me know, post it up. And until I see you again, have fun. Oh, and one more thing. I have signed up for Patreon, and I'll have that link in the description, as well as PayPal. I will be accepting donations. They say do what you love, and I love playing games. I love teaching people how to play games. I love all you guys. This is why I do it. Now, and I know that some people may not have much, but $1 here or there will help every bit. Because hey, it takes a lot of time to make these videos, and The time I'm doing this means time I'm not out earning a paycheck. So if you're feeling generous, by all means, it will be well appreciated. And if we can get enough subscribers and enough donations going on, then we can branch out to other games, other systems, maybe even start doing some giveaways, because I'd absolutely love to be able to give some stuff to you guys, more than just the sound of my sultry voice and my advice. So until next time, have fun, and see you online.